If you want to see the Highlands of Scotland, well, you can take the high road, the low road, or the railroad. And this is midpoint on one of the most spectacular rail journeys anywhere in the British Isles.
Our journey started 200 kilometres south at Glasgow's Queen Street station. We joined one of the trains of the West Highland Line for the 6-hour trip from Glasgow to Mallaig. Trains are a safe, cheap, convenient way of seeing the Highlands. There are 24 stops along the way. You can get off and take a side trip, reboard one of the 3 trains a day, and make the journey in your own time. The first part of the trip follows the shores of the Firth of Clyde, once one of the world's great shipbuilding centres.
The weather in the Highlands is frequently unpredictable, so you take pot luck with what you can see from the train. But sometimes your patience is rewarded with a truly spectacular view.
This is one of Scotland's most famous lakes, Loch Lomond. The loch is not only beautiful, it's also the biggest stretch of freshwater in Britain. Many of the Scottish Highlands were once covered by dense pine forests, but during the 1820s, long before conservationists, most were chopped down for 6p a tree. The valley of Glencoe is just east of the rail line. This place has a shocking history. In 1692, the chieftain of the MacDonald clan and his followers were massacred by the Campbells, henchmen of King William III of England. Glencoe is still known as the Weeping Glen. It's a popular stop for motorists and tour buses.
And of course, if you're going to do a bit of busking, why pick the local railway station when you've got locations like this?
Although Glencoe gets crowded, it's easy to avoid the hordes by wandering away from the road. Many people break their journey at Fort William on the shores of Loch Eel.
There's not a fat lot to see in Fort William itself, but the 2 major tourist attractions are close by. Ben Nevis, the tallest mountain in Great Britain, and Neptune's Staircase, Thomas Telford's engineering marvel built on the Caledonian Canal and linking the North Sea with the Atlantic.
The summit of Ben Nevis is only clear of cloud on an average of 65 days a year, but you can see Neptune's Staircase anytime. The staircase is a series of 8 linked locks which lifts the canal 20 metres in height in a distance of 500 metres. Tom Corbett is the lock keeper.
These days, Tom, is it mostly commercial traffic or pleasure craft?
No, it's mostly pleasure craft now. The commercial side of it is starting to quieten off. It's turning more and more to pleasure, yachts, cruisers, such like.
You've got a great job, actually, haven't you?
It's quite good, yes.
Do you enjoy it? You must meet all...
Yes, you meet all sorts from all over the area, you know, all over the world even.
From Fort William, the journey gets really interesting. The best views are out of the left side of the train. At the end of Loch Shiel is one of the most famous points on the West Highland Line. The train slows as it crosses the 380-metre viaduct at Glenfinnan to allow passengers to see the monument to Bonnie Prince Charlie. In 1745, the Prince rode up Loch Shiel and rallied the clans around the Stuart flag in an ill-fated attempt to put his father on the English throne. When the line reaches the west coast, there's some secluded white sandy beaches near Arisaig and Morar. But you probably won't want to come here for the beach. This is the final stop, Mallaig. It's a short walk to the town centre where most travellers partake in that very British tradition, fish and chips.
For my money, by the time you get to the end of the line at Mallaig, the best part of the journey is already over. And this, of course, is the jumping off point for the island of Skye. But we'll take you there some other time.
The ScotRail to Glasgow from London. One-way fares start at $159.